Hello and welcome to episode 7 of NWN Night's Adventure Series number 10, Prophet Chapter 2, The Century of Sorrow. We're here at the secret Calite base talking to people. We bought supplies. See if there's anyone else out here that's just not warriors. Nope. Bunch of warriors. Armor stand, uninjured. Armor stand. I don't think there's anything for us. So we have to go talk to the Crimson Mages and try to see if we can hone our gift.
Well met.
Well met, Adelcon. Please activate the exit portal. He removes a small object from his pocket and manipulates it for a moment. The portal that brought you here is open, but only for a moment. You must hurry. So we're going to browse our journal once we get out of here. Let's see what the journal has to say. Loyalty. I've agreed to wear the Amulet of Loyalty to prove my allegiance to the Calites. Adelcon has promised that if I prove myself, he will remove the amulet. He appears to be a man of his word, but nevertheless, perhaps I can find another way to rid myself of this thing. I have joined the Calites and agreed to help them overthrow the Caliph. To prove my loyalty, I've agreed to wear a necklace which will kill me if I betray them. But how am I to be sure that they, these warriors of justice, are trustworthy allies themselves? Adelcon wants me to enter into the trust of the Caliph Amhotep by offering to serve as his prophet and seer. He wants me to convince the Caliph that I can be trusted enough to have him reveal to me the secret entrance to his chambers. Then I am to enter his chambers and kidnap him by forcing him to enter a magical box. I must then bring the Caliph back to the Calites, who will take him to the desert where he will meet 1,000 deaths. It is a cruel plan, but it is perhaps the only way to remove this tyrant from power. To gain audience with the Caliph, I must knock upon the doors of the citadel in the High District. I must give the man named Pharaoh a sum of 1,000 gold pieces to be given audience with the Caliph. So that's secondary. This is what we have to do. Adelcon suggests I speak with the Crimson Sages to learn some way to control what my visions reveal to me. They can be found in the Tower of Yomunson in the northwest corner of the High Court District. So that's where we're headed, the northwest corner of the High Court District. I suppose I could talk to people now. Greetings. Oh. Should go to the inn. See who's hanging out here. Karas Bel Hadir.
I greet you.
And I welcome you to the caravanserai of Herenthinum. Greetings. Oh, thank you. Is there something I can help you with? Not right now. Thank you. Okay, so the inn isn't really a gathering point. What's the sign say? Private. And there's a guard. So I don't know about if there's side missions to do here. There probably is. I want to go talk with, if it's open, if I remember where it was. I want to talk with that guy about his sight. He's blind. There we are. Well, it feels good to be in a city again, anyway.
Greetings.
Excuse me, but are you blind? Oh, yes, I'm afraid. My eyes have left me long, long ago. I'm sorry to hear that. Do not worry yourself. I am more than able to take care of myself. Now, how can I help you? Can I ask you some questions? What answers do you seek? What manner of man are you? Elven. Elven I am, from the distant kingdoms. Do you come from Linlithorn? No, not that place. No, I come from an elven court more ancient than the forest. What is this place that you come from, then? Oh, it exists no more, and so no more words must be spoken of it. So then how old are you? You seem quite ancient. Hehehe, many years I have seen, much knowledge I hold. And are you willing to share some of this knowledge? Perhaps, but not without a price. No, nothing in this world comes without its price. Very well. Can you tell me about the Chantry of the Dreamweavers? What do you want to know? Its history or its future? Tell me its history. Heh, not long its history. Only a few hundred years since Aruthan built it upon the high cliffs. Who was this Aruthan? A sage, but a great prophet, but a teacher greater still. He was a teacher. Oh yes, it is he who taught the Dreamweavers, he who led them to the landscape of timelessness. How ironic that he could not follow. He could not follow them. Too old was he, too far trapped within the cages of narrative. Those who speak can never see. What do you mean? Aruthan created the weavers, devised the ways of their training, but he could never see through their eyes, not like I can see through the eyes of my Bar Silvador. So their power was beyond his understanding? Yes, beyond the understanding of all who live in the waking world. There can be no true clarity within the unlit eye. And how long has the Chantry been closed? Only a few decades. Do you know why? Oh, that you must ask. Amothet. So gracious in his voice, yes. I see. Can you tell me about the Chantry's future? Not so easy. Not so easy to know the future, even for prophets. And what have the prophets said of the Chantry? That you will have to ask of them yourself. Speak you with the weavers of dreams. Very well, perhaps I will. I'd like to ask you something. Do you know a way to remove this amulet? Amulet? His eyes stare blankly. Never mind, forget it. I better not, be shoving this amulet around. +2 AC natural modifier and immune to mind affecting spells. This amulet is adorned with a magnificent red gem and enchanted with powerful magic that protects the wearer from mind-affecting spells. However, its true power is more sinister. When placed around the neck, it coils itself firmly and points 4 sharp spikes at the wearer's jugular veins. At this point, it cannot be removed without magical means. The gem is linked to a twin, usually held in someone else's possession. If a specific command word is spoken to the twin, the amulet gem responds by pushing the spikes into the neck of its wearer, causing instant death. By most opinions, the protections conferred by the amulet are not worth the price. Indeed, but if I take it off and he sees me with it off, he's not going to be too happy. That's my judgment there. High Court.
What do you want?
I have a pass to the High Court District. What? Let me see that. Hold out the pass. Give it to me so I can verify it's genuine. Give him the pass. Indeed, it bears the seal of the Magnet Uvaris. Then I may enter? Very well. Here, take your pass. Gives you back the pass. You have my thanks. Opens the gate. To the High Court District. And they're in the northwestern. This district is quiet, its streets nearly empty.
What do you want?
The High Court is no place for Pashkin. I have a pass. Let me see that. Well, seems to be in order. Move along. A huge pool of water stands before you, surrounded by massive stone palms. Oh, come on. Stuck in a tree. Let's see if I quick save here and reload the save. Hopefully I won't be stuck in a tree. I'm stuck in the tree. Come on. Well, I'll have to start this episode over. 11 minutes into it. Because I got stuck in a tree.
Well met.
What did I do? Anything? I think I just wandered around. I gotta go talk to Dude again. Oh, it's daytime now. I think I can trust this guy and all. I feel like I can.
Greetings.
I mean, it's a good enough amulet. It protects against mind affecting spells, but I don't know. I don't really see any reason to don't really see any reason to take it off. I'm not going to betray the Cowlights anyway, so I'm not going to betray them, then I might as well leave it on.
Well met, friend.
Stay away from the dreaded tree. Huge pool of water stands before you, surrounded by massive stone palms. Must be the Caliph's courtyard. Tower of Yamunsen. Domain of the Crimson Sages. This is going to get interesting. Acolyte.
Hello.
Welcome to the Tower of Yamunsen. Thank you. What can I do for you? I would like to ask you some questions. What do you wish to ask? Can you tell me about the Crimson Sages? We are an academic society dedicated to the study of the arcane arts. We specialize in divination and augury and provide advice to the Caliphate. You are prophets like the Dreamweavers? No, we do not waste our time with dreams. We learn of the future through arcane divination by linking the threads of the present to bind an image of tomorrow. And how do you do that? Well, I'm afraid I'm merely an acolyte, a novice of the art. You should speak with one of the High Wizards if you wish to know more, though I doubt they would be willing to meet with you. Where can I find these High Wizards? There may be one or two on the premises, but remember to treat them with respect, for they are busy men. I see. So what is this advice that you provide to the Caliph? Oh, I'm afraid I cannot discuss that. I cannot even discuss whether I know the answer to that question. These are sensitive matters, you see. I see. May I look in your library? Certainly. Please use the door on the right, but be sure not to take any of the books with you. You will find they do not behave well outside of this tower. What do you mean? Please, disrespect our rules. Nothing is to leave this library without permission. Very well, good day. Grand Hall. Private quarters. Library. Nazathar Gold.
Hello to you.
Hello, are you one of the Crimson Sages? Oh no, I'm a traveler. Looks you up and down. Like you, I believe. Indeed, you are correct. So where, if I may ask, are you from? I am from the city of Jal Barad. My name is Nazathar Gol, and I am a student of history. Oh, and what kind of history are you studying? Excuse me, but I didn't catch your name. Oh, sorry, my name is Karini Kovaleski. I'm pleased to meet you, Karini Kovaleski. So you said you study history? Well, mostly I study ancient languages, especially obsolete Akabari dialects. Is that right? Then perhaps you can help me identify a phrase. I can try. What is this phrase? Azgin Arzu Alarzat. Do you know what that means? It sounds vaguely Harazai. What is Harazai? It's the language of the Harazars, those who originally settled here thousands of years ago before the founding of Hirathanum. Before Hirathanum? Yes, this city is built upon the ruins of the ancient city of Jerez. Can you speak these words? Can you decipher these words I mentioned? The first word, Azgin, sounds very much like Azgine, which translates to sacred water. The second word, Arzu, that is either Arzul, which means banishment, or Arazu, which means rebirth. And the third word? Alarzat, thinks deeply. No, I'm sorry, that word is unfamiliar to me. Perhaps if you tell me where you heard this phrase. I heard it within a dream. Is that so? And how often do you have dreams in which you hear languages that have been dead for millennia? Not often. So you don't know what this phrase means? No, I'm sorry, but I don't. Still, it is quite an intriguing phrase, almost certainly Harazai, but that is a language that few are familiar with today. Can I see something else? What can you tell me about the Harazars? Well, that is quite a fascinating topic. Most scholars agree that the Harazars came about 4,000 years ago, before even the first dynasty of Akaban. Where did they come from? It is said their former kingdom was called Yimreth Arduin, but it is not known where it was. Why did they leave? There was a war. Some among the Yimreth Arduin rebelled against the worship of their god, Lord the Creator, and were cast out. Thus they were named the Harazars, or blasphemers. What did they blaspheme against Lore? Some scholars believe it was because they criticized his creation. Others suggest that a new cult rose up among them, a cult dedicated to some mysterious sorceress whose name is unknown. What do you believe? I have no opinion on the matter. It is all speculation. So why did the Harazars come here, so deep in the desert? Well, after they were banished from their lands, they were outcasts, vagabonds. The desert is where they found shelter, huddled against the cliffs of the Thargonar and drinking of its sacred wellspring. Why did they leave Yimreth Arduin? There was a war, oh yeah. And what happened? And what happened to the Harazars? Ah, that is the greatest mystery of all. It seems they vanished along with all of their secret knowledge, only a few hundred years after they built their city of Jerez. So does anyone know why they vanished? Not with certainty. Most historians assume that the Harazars died when the wellspring had stopped flowing for the span of a month. Why would the wellspring stop flowing? Nobody knows, but its flow waxes and wanes with the whims of the goddess of skies. It is possible that sometimes its waters stop altogether. That would be the tragedy for the people of Hirathanum. Indeed. So were there other theories on what happened to them? Well, I've heard some say the Harazars deliberately destroyed themselves. Why would they do that? Perhaps they saw the error of their apostasy, their turning away from lore. Perhaps they sacrificed themselves to appease his wrath in the afterlife. That seems like a strange thing to do. Well, nobody really knows for sure what happened to the Harazars. It's a fascinating enigma. Let's do something else. Do you know anything about the art of prophecy? No, that is not a subject I've studied. So is that not why you have come here to this city? No, I'm here to study ancient Akabari dialects. So what dialects do you study? Mostly the less well-known, Katurish, Verskali, as well as the pagan tongues of the first millennium. Interesting. What? This word Caleb means... Okay, thank you for your help. I must be going.
Farewell.
Yeah, I don't want to mention Calliths. Ooh, the Purple Witch. We've read that. More of the Worms. The Lost Island of... The Lost Island of Veartham. According to legend, much of the land that is now Valyria was once a lush jungle inhabited by a race of elf-like creatures called the Veartham. The Veartham were skilled practitioners of arcane arts and excelled in the ability to control the forces of nature. More than 20,000 years ago, however, this civilization vanished without much trace. Scholars do not agree on the possible reasons for this. Some believe that the Veartham were defeated by dwarven clans descended from the north. Others believe that they destroyed themselves in a great release of abjurative magic. Still, others say that as the winters became colder over the centuries, the Veartham moved south to what is now Akaban. However, there are also suggestions that the Veartham, unwilling to live peacefully among the newer races, simply chose to leave the continent upon a magical floating island that sailed westward over the horizon. None of these tales, however, are widely believed anymore, as the very existence of the Veartham is largely discounted by most scholars. History does not forgive those who neglect their own memory. The Veartham and the Harazars. Interesting. Lord the Creator. Whoa. I've read that before. Codex Incorthia. Codex Enerethia. The age of this book is impossible to determine since its binding and pages appear to have been enchanted to last forever. The text is written in a very mysterious form of Elvish. Turning the pages carefully, you make out only a few barely comprehensible passages written in some form of poetry. Ever does the sun move, covering the sky, a lattice of light beneath the blue. Ever does the ocean flow, shifting southward. It leaves these shores for warmer climes. Ever does the tree grow, roots bending with the earth, the spiral that links our family. Time, let it turn on its pace. Age, let it be patient for our spirits. For the cycle ends at last, but it ends 1,000 years too late. Long we have waited, long we have counted the years, and the answer, it is clear. The cycle is longer this time. The world shall truly last forever. Prepare your memories, reflect upon them with care, and wrap them in emotions. That will keep them warm. That will keep them strong through the turning, for time can banish thought and it can defeat life, but it cannot erase emotion. This is how we shall endure. We will walk on the land, we will breathe of the air, we will drink from the stream, we will live, hold the line. You never know when this stuff is going to apply to what we're actually doing. Forge of Elements. black moon. It is generally acknowledged that the passage of seasons is related to the path of the moons, Selene. As the moon makes its year-long journey from the southern horizon in the spring through the zenith of the sky in summer and descends to the northern horizon in the fall, so does the temperature and climate of the world change. Winter is marked by an absence of the moon from our skies, and it is this loss of its presence that is thought to bring about the snow and ice, especially in the northern lands. However, some scholars believe there also exists a black moon, Nergal, which travels in the opposite direction. It is born beyond the northern horizon, past the cold wastelands and mountains of ice. It rises during the fall and passes Selene in the northern sky. Then, when Selene sets, it climbs to the zenith of the sky, casting its chill upon the lands. These scholars believe that Nergal is the bringer of winter, the one who chases away the birds. It is only the renewed birth of Selene beyond the southern horizon which ends winter's icy grip, and as the black moon descends and the white moon rises, so does warmth and life begin again in a new year. The black moon, the forge of elements. And into the void appeared Lor, the god of will, who decreed the world into existence. Okay, we heard this. Alright. Guess we'll wander around the Grand Hall. Wizard.
Hello.
What do you want? Hello, sir. May I ask you some questions? Yes, but do make it quick. What can you tell me of Jerez? Jerez was a city built here thousands of years ago, long before the pilgrimage of Unthan Thur, long before the coming of Aruthan and the founding of Hirathanum. This city is built upon the dead husk of Jerez. Who built it? It was the Harazars, a tribe of men banished from their northern homes and forced to wander the desert. They found shelter here against the cliffs of the Thargonar. So what happened to them? That no one knows, but it is believed that they died during a month-long drought when the water stopped flowing from the great cliffs. Do you know something called the Century of Sorrow? Ah, that is a very old tale, nearly forgotten. Please tell me this tale. It was spoken by the seers of ancient Jerez. They said a century of sorrow and pain would descend upon the lands, heralding an end of existence itself. And what will bring it about? It is not known, but it is irrelevant. Why? Because the seers of Jerez were mistaken. According to their words, the century of sorrow was to have happened many thousands of years ago, long before even the Raknadan dynasty. It was a false prophecy. But perhaps it is still to come. Still to come? What manner of fool are you? I am no fool, I assure you. And where have you heard of this century of sorrow? Not many live who know this tale. Never mind that. Let me ask you something else. No, you have already taken up too much of my time. Away with you. I have learned that Hirathanum was built upon the ruins of a much older city once known as Jerez. Not much is known about those who lived within the city, why they came here, what happened to them. According to the Crimson Sages, the Century of Sorrow was a false prophecy spoken by the seers of Jerez many thousands of years ago, and as far as records show, it should have already happened long ago. Could my visions have been mistaken? Could Uther Palindros have been wrong? No, while I truly wish it was indeed a false prophecy, deep in my heart I know it is still before us all. Air elemental. I suppose I should jump in the portal. Magical ladder. The rings of light appear to some kind of magical ladder. However, it is unclear to you how it can be used. Why is this air elemental behind bars? Locked.
Hello.
Oh, I guess I talked to him about the Weavers. That's right.
Hello.
Can you tell me how the Weavers can see the future? Ah, that is no small subject. Please, I must know. Well, it will cost you. Knowledge is not free, you know. How much do you want? 50 gold pieces. Fine, here, take it. So, the Weavers. They are quite a strange topic. I'm listening. The Weavers are creations of the great Aruthan, the founder of the Chantry. They are creations, constructs of some kind? You know about constructs? Just a little. Well, no. The Weavers are as human as you or I, but they are as different as fire is to sky. How so? They are trained from a very early age in a discipline of dreaming which takes over their ability to think. They live in a perpetual dream state. Go on. It is said that their dreams penetrate all barriers of time and space, that they can see all of creation in a single glance. Is that right? Ha, perhaps it is. Perhaps it is a lie. Or perhaps there is truth in these words, but so distorted by embellishment that it lies closer to falsity. So you don't really know. I am a scholar of the arcane. This is not my specialty. Then who would know more on these matters? Seek you the sage Kurathan. He was my master once, long ago. He became obsessed with the mystery of the Weaver's sight and devoted his life to studying it. Until the Chantry was sealed, he worked closely with the Weavers to study their abilities. What did he find out? I do not know the details, but last I heard he was working on a way to control one's dreams to influence what they reveal. Where can I find this Kurathan? He lives west of the marketplace near the gates of the Fallward district. My thanks. I'll go see him soon. Good. I can finally get back to my work. Kurathan. Better quick save. For some reason, these are very low-res textures. I wonder if they just didn't load in properly, or if that's just meant to show like a dirt floor. Not that I have any problem with that. So we're getting closer to answers about our site. Everyone's going to bed. I'm just a little worried about working for the Caliph. Getting him to trust me. There. Statue. Statue depicts a stocky man holding a book and a magnificent gem. Examine the statue. You notice nothing. Touch the gem. A flaming ignites around the gem and the statue speaks. Who enters the home of Master Kurathan? My name is Karini Kovaleski. What is your business here? I wish to speak with Master Kurathan. What is this about? I wish to speak to him about the art of prophecy. I've been told he's an expert on the subject. Master Kurathon is no longer offering public lectures. Please consult with the Crimson Sages on matters of the prophetic arts. I'm not an ordinary member of your public. I have come from the distant north to seek the wisdom of the weavers. Chantry is closed, and Master Kurathon does not welcome visitors. He must make an exception in my case. Why should he? Because it is of utmost importance that I speak with him. Your attempts at persuasion are wasted on ears of stone. I am sure Master Kurathon will wish to speak with me because I possess the gifts of prophecy. The statue is quiet for a moment. You say that you are a prophet? Yes, and I wish to learn more about my visions. Then Master Kurathon will speak with you. You can find him in his dining room to the left of the library. Thank you. The statue falls silent again.
Velvet!
Greetings, and who are you? I am Burtok. I am a servant of Master Kurathon. Where can I find Master Kurathon? Master Kurathon is dining. Can you please take me to him? Follow me, please. Someone to see, Master. Fairly decadent but old-fashioned.
Greetings.
Greetings, Master Kurathon. You are named Karini Kovaleski, correct? I am she, and I am told that you are gifted with prophetic sight. Indeed, I do carry that burden. Burden? Why, it is a gift you are most fortunate to possess. I have seen the sorrow that such visions can bring.
Yes.
Oh, tell me of this. I do not wish to go into that. Suffice to say that I have seen how a once great man was destroyed by his visions. Only the strongest among us can resist abusing the power that is given to us. But he did not abuse his powers. He only sought to do the right thing. Nevertheless, his visions led him to commit atrocities in the name of a greater good. And in the end, despite all of his efforts, he failed. He sacrificed his honor, his soul, for nothing. That sounds quite tragic. Tell me more. Actually, I do not wish to discuss that now. Perhaps another time. Very well. So what has brought you here to my home? I understand that you have spent many years studying the art of prophecy. I wonder if you would share the wisdom your studies have brought you. Ah, well, that is a large subject indeed. One which I have devoted my life to. One that has brought me here to live in the shade of the Tharganar. What specifically are you curious about? How can it be possible to see things which have not come to pass? How can it be possible to see any event? What is the nature of perception, that window which opens the world to our mind? Answer that, and the answer to your question will follow in short turn. I don't understand. In every glance you take upon the world, you see only a sliver, do you not? Your view is always limited by the direction of your gaze, obstructed by objects before you, impoverished by the limited perspective of mortal being. Do you perceive the present in its totality? Well, no, of course not. I only see that which is before my eyes. Indeed, and yet you do see something. You do bear witness to some tiny fraction of the totality of existence. It is possible for the mind to reach out and touch reality. Sure. And you can turn your eyes, can you not? You can turn your head, walk behind a door, peer around the objects which obstruct your view, and this expands your perception, opens up more and more of the world to you. Yes, but that's simple. What does that have to do with the ability to see the future? The ability to see the future is merely an extension. It is merely the ability to turn one's gaze not in space, but in time, to look behind the obstruction of the present and look into the future or the past. But it's not that simple. The future is not here to see, not yet. But it is, my friend, it is, and here you touch upon the very nature of existence. What do you mean? Please explain. That is an entirely separate subject which would require an entirely separate lifetime of study. It is what my brother devoted his life to. Your brother? Yes, my younger brother Havakar. His passion was to find the answer to what he called the first question. What question is that? Why there should be something rather than nothing? Why should there be a universe at all? And what is the answer? Well, you'd have to ask him that. It is not a matter I have studied in depth. And where is your brother? He lives far to the north of here, in the distant city of Endor, upon the shores of the Obsidian Ocean. Perhaps you will meet him some day, but it is a long journey. Well, I don't really have time for that, but you said something about the nature of existence. You said this relates to the art of prophecy. How? Holds out a golden sphere. See this object? Tell me, what shape does it have? It's a sphere, of course. It is. Look more closely. Look more closely. He measures its dimensions with a pair of calipers. It has width, yes, and an equal height indeed, and again equal in depth. But is that all? What else is there? What is its extent in time? In time?
Yes.
The sphere extends through both space and time. Existence is defined as the absence of nothingness. This sphere's existence banishes nothingness from a small sliver of the universe, preventing other objects from occupying the same place in the same time. So, as it moves from the past to the future, it cuts a complex path through the world of space and time. In any given moment in time, you see its extent through space, and it appears as a sphere that occupies a given place. At the next moment, waves the sphere in front of himself, it occupies a new place. Put those moments together, and what do you have? You have something like a snake. Exactly! Now you understand. But I still don't understand what this has to do with the ability to see the future. Well then, let me answer with a question. What shape does this world have? What shape the world has, I don't know. But it does have a shape, does it not? It also extends in space and banishes nothingness, of course. Well, like the sphere, it also extends in time. Its shape is not a slice at a moment which we choose to call the present, but a totality made of all the slices of eternity. The world is a great sculpture that has width, length, depth, and duration. What you see before you, what you touch with your senses, is merely a small sliver of that grand sculpture. You and I are merely peeking through a tiny keyhole at a great work of art that lies forever beyond mortal perception. Puts the sphere away. And the ability to see the future is the ability to turn one's gaze to bear witness to a different slice in time. But if what you say is true, if the world is a great sculpture, then everything is set in stone.
Yes.
Set in stone. That expression is most appropriate, don't you agree? So the future cannot be changed. All our actions are predetermined? Indeed they are. Everything I have learned suggests that this is so. So life is futile. Oh, not at all. Why not? If it is all predetermined, then we have no free will, no control over our acts. Perhaps, but we still can enjoy life, can we not? Here, try some of this wine. It is some of the finest in these lands. Hold out the bottle. Drink from the bottle. Does it not taste delicious? Sure, it's quite good. And if your action of drinking was preordained, does that diminish the taste? No, it doesn't. I see your point, but I wish to be more than merely a pawn in some grand sculpture. And so you shall be, I am sure, no mere pawn. Why do you say that? Because you have a unique power, Karini Kovaleski. You are able to see the future. That proves that your destiny is greater than that of common folk, like myself. Why? What does my gift reveal about my destiny? Well, I have this theory. What is your theory? It might take some time to explain. I am patient. The past and the future exist only because they are perfectly balanced, leaning against each other like the sides of a pyramid, pulling against each other like the branches of a tree. In their simultaneity, there is no true passage of time. And thus, each action we take, each word spoken, each event written on the pages of history, all these are equal in the face of eternity. All dance together to form the shape of existence. And thus, their influence does not merely flow forward from past to future. It flows back from future to past, and sideways across the realm of each instant. So what does this have to do with my ability to see the future? All events, all actions have consequences, Karini. Some of these consequences extend from past to future. We call that causation. The cause precedes the effect. Go on. Some of these consequences extend from the future into the past. We call that purpose. Purpose? Yes. Why are you here, Karini? Why have you come to this city? To understand the visions that I have seen, to understand the nature of this power I possess. Indeed, and that goal has caused you to travel far, to brave great dangers. Your acts have not been mere reactions to the events immediately around you. You have acted purposefully to achieve a goal. And now you have. You have come to me, and the nature of your gift is being revealed. This achievement is important, Karini, so important that it's extended its influence into your past. Are you saying my past actions are a consequence of what I now achieved? Yes, that is purpose. But anyone can act with purpose. That is trivial. What does it have to do with seeing the future? The future extends into the past, not just through the minds of men, not just through the purpose of our volitions. There are many threads which bind across time. What do you mean? Dreams. In dreams, our minds are free to wander, to turn our gaze inward into our souls and outward toward the glory of creation. Everyone can dream, but not all can see the future. I have a talent which others do not possess. It is not a talent, Karini. It is not you who comes to see the future. It is the future that comes to you. But why me? Some events are more than common acts of mortals. Some events make ripples across all of creation and touch us across great oceans of time. But when they do not stray far from their agents. You mean I shall commit such an act? I will do something which will have repercussions across time? Yes, you do understand. But what will it be? What will I do? I do not know, but I am certain that it will be an act of great importance, so great it will shudder across time itself, so great that it will shine upon the dreams that you've had years ago, perhaps even into the dreams of others who are involved. But what if this act I will commit, what if it's something terrible? Then it will come to pass regardless of what you and I do here and now. It is already set as part of the totality. So there is no way to change fate, no way to deny destiny. That is right, and it's interesting that you should use those words. What words? That which is destined cannot be denied. It is a phrase spoken by many prophets across many centuries, that same phrase. It is a phrase I have heard in my dreams as well. Interesting. I thank you for the wisdom you have revealed to me, Master Kurathon, but I want to ask you something else. What do you wish to know? Why have I been given this power? Why me? That I do not know, but I have a theory. Oh. Right, we know why. Is there a way for me to control what my visions can show me? To control it? Tricky. But is it possible? I'm not certain, but there are some indications that it can be done. How? Can you tell me? The Weavers appear to have some aspect of that power. Although they live in a perpetual dream state, they speak in their sleep, and their words always pertain to the fate of people in their presence. So when someone enters their presence, they turn their gaze toward that person's future? That is so, but whether they do it voluntarily, I do not know. I was not able to complete my studies before the chantry was closed. So you do not know how the Weavers direct their gaze? I don't know, but perhaps we can find it out, together. How? In the years since the chantry was closed, I have turned my research elsewhere. I have experimented on myself, trying to find ways to enhance the clarity of my own dreams. And what have you found? Not much, I'm afraid. My dreams are not filled with prophecies, but only with half-shrouded wishes and memories. Nevertheless, I have found ways to enhance them. How? Here, within my tower, I've constructed a device for focusing the power of dreams. This device, together with a certain magical serum, allows one to enter a state of deep meditation, in which one is able to control how events unfold within their dreams. It allows you to control the dream. I call it lucid dreaming. In this state, you are both awake and asleep, and can interact with the elements of the dream. It has allowed me to focus on different aspects of my unconscious, revealing to me hidden wishes and long-lost memories. But on you, the effect may be much more potent. You think I will be able to view different aspects of the future? Perhaps. I don't know. There is only one way to find out. Very well, let's try it. Excellent. Then please follow me to my tower. Lead the way.
It's not a very good idea.
This may have unexpected effects on someone with your powers. That's a good point, Larry. Maybe I should think about this. Come. I want to get more knowledge out of him before I agree to do anything like this. Hasir's mind must just be blown by now. Whoops. I guess he went down further. This tower seems to be built upside down. The white light is blinding. It's very hot in this room. Here he is. Just a bit further. Hourglass. Oh, I flipped it. A sand-filled hourglass. Object is locked. Oh, he continued going down. Earth and ill nether. Well, at least we're nice and cozy deep in the earth. Here we are. Greetings, Master Kurathon. Welcome to my laboratory. It's an interesting place. I have spent many years constructing this tower. It is the expression of all my studies. But it's not a tower. It extends down into the earth instead of up into the sky. Waves his hand dismissively. Semantics. Directions in space are arbitrary, as are directions in time. I am curious, what were all those rooms we passed on the way down? They are what I call a somnoscope. They construct a lens through which we can view dreams. What do you mean? They selectively focus certain aspects of a soul: emotions, ego, intellect, wisdom, and conscience. And how does that work? Well, that would take some time to explain. Please just summarize. Well, the crystal in the adjacent room, that is the heart of the device. I purchased it at great expense from a collector of exotic gemstones excavated from the deepest depths of the earth. You cannot imagine some of the wonders this man possessed within his collection. What does the crystal do? It produces a light which can pass through a person, illuminating aspects of their state of mind. It is rather like looking at a candle flame through a murky jar in order to discern its contents. However, the image is very unfocused and unstable. That is why it needs to be sharpened and filtered. This is the role of the rooms above, each of which filters one aspect of the mind: emotion, ego, intellect, wisdom, and conscience. The light is captured by the black mirror in the uppermost room, reflected down again, and projected back into your mind. It is also at the same time projected into the orb just beside the chair. That orb allows others to peer into the dreamer's dream. You mean anyone who looks into the orb can see into my dream? Yes, that is correct. That is quite So my companions will be able to look within my dreams? Indeed. So what's next? Well, you need the serum. Wait here. Here it is. Gives you a bottle filled with a strange-looking liquid. Thank you. Now come with me. This episode's going pretty long, so I'm going to cut it out in a minute here. So what's next? Next, I will activate the somnoscope. Please just wait a moment. Can I ask you something else first? What? What is the somnoscope? It is a lens through which we can view the dreams. How does it work? Well, that would take some time to explain. Please just summarize. Oh, we just heard about the somnoscope. My bad.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm quite proud of it. What's in those large glass tubes? Those contain Ellenware. What is Ellenware? It is a substance that powers my somnoscope. I see. What? Well, we'll meet here when you are ready. Alright, in the next episode we go inside a dream. This is going to be crazy. It's really getting interesting. And really living up to its 10-star potential here. Really cool. Peace, love, and joy to all y'all. Appreciate your viewership. Catch you next time.